Hello, everyone. My name is Justin Golston, and I want to start off by saying that I am honored to be in the virtual presence of so many that have inspired me over the years. I also want to thank you for the tireless work you have put in over the last few months, as well as within in the last couple of years in terms of contributing to the supply chain body of knowledge. When I was preparing for this discussion, I don't do speeches, I don't do keynotes, as I feel that I have conversations that we hope will continue in the future. So, whenever I was preparing for this discussion on the changing face of supply chain leadership, I recently performed a study where I surveyed a number of individuals that moved from a face-to-face environment to a virtual environment. And I asked them survey questions in terms of what things that their organizations did well, things that their organizations did not do so well as things that were implemented during the pandemic that could be transferable post COVID 19. So, although I was going to talk about risk management strategies and uncertainty management planning, which were trending topics out of that survey, when I looked at the data through a different lens, through a leadership lens, I seen different trends. So, what was uncovered was that from that demographic data, and when I looked at the age demographic, the the common theme, the responses that I received was that those millennials and the Gen Z employees found that they were more empowered, they were more influenced when leaders of their organizations reached out to them for technological assistance. So, in coordinating Zoom calls, in coordinating your weekly town hall meetings, they felt more empowered just by that small gesture, and that triggered them to share their ideas. That triggered them to be more innovative. That triggered them to be more collaborative with their peers. So from that feedback from your most important asset, your employee, right? Your competitive advantage, your employee, your core competency, your employee, we can change the face of leadership through shared leadership. So with shared leadership, you have shared accountability among the leaders by title, and then the leaders by action. So I share with my students all the time, just because you do not have a title of leader, you don't have an executive title, does not mean you can't influence. That does not mean you can't lead your peers. So if we as leaders have that mindset of giving that shared accountability, of reaching out to our employees, to those millennials, to those Gen Zs, to get their input on innovative ideas, we will harness that innovation within the organization. I feel that we will create a true competitive advantage, because if we look at what our competitors are doing, I don't think that they're going to be talking about shared leadership. But the thing is, are they going to be practicing shared leadership? And I did mention something I want to go back on in terms of, competitors. And I believe that if we all come together and we all practice shared leadership, I think that all of us within this conference are here for a common goal. We are here for the advancement of diversity and inclusion. We're here for more females within leadership positions. So with this shared leadership role, we are opening that pool. We are getting input from more of those individuals, from more people from different ethnicities, from more women, from different races, from different parts of the world. But the thing is, we have to actually stop, because the problem we have is there's a lot of talking and not much doing. And I feel that if we come together as an organization, like one of the takeaways, there's going to be quite a few takeaways here. One of the takeaways is you have to have a plan. You have to have a shared leadership plan within the organization in order for you to implement it. Okay. Now, during this conference, I hope that we can collaborate and brainstorm and come to an agreement of what does that shared leadership plan look like? How do we implement this shared leadership plan? How do we get input from people from different age brackets, people from different ethnicities, people from different parts of the world? I think the theme of this conference is that diversity and inclusion. And although traditionally we talk about diversity and inclusion from a gender and race perspective, it's also from an age perspective. And I'm actually performing a study to understand where do these innovative ideas come from a age perspective. I can assume that 50-year-old male Caucasians do not contribute to innovative ideas as compared to someone within their mid-20s. You know, I don't have that proof, but I can't really make that assumption. So that's why I'm gathering that data. And I think that the decision makers in the majority of organizations are those 50-year-old male Caucasians. But how are we going to advance our innovative thinking? How are we going to advance the transformation of an organization? Advance a digital transformation, for example, with someone who does not have that future thinking, that innovative thinking. You know, so I think that shared leadership model. You can also argue that reverse mentoring could fall into that shared leadership model, where reverse mentoring would be where I would find a new college graduate, for example, and I would pair them up with that 50-year-old Caucasian male, and I would have that college graduate show that leader, you know, how you can leverage technology for a competitive advantage for the organization. And then that leader can share with that new college graduate, you know, tools and competencies to be an effective leader. You know, so it's essentially a win-win. And I think that you can have a similar approach to that shared leadership strategy. So that can go within your shared leadership plan. Okay. So another key takeaway is that whenever you have developed this shared leadership plan, this shared leadership strategy, at the end of every week, on every Friday, do a retrospective and say, okay, in my shared leadership plan, how many people have I worked with? How many people have I mentored? How many people have mentored me in this plan? What steps have we taken within the organization to prepare these individuals for success in our company? How has those individuals made me better? How have they made me better as a leader? If we do that, if we create the plan, if we do that retrospective, we change the face of leadership in the supply chain perspective, because we have that shared leadership. We have leadership from millennials. We have leadership from Gen Zs. We have leadership from females. We have leadership from different ethnicities. And that's going to lead to a competitive advantage for the organization. And that's going to lead to personal growth. Most importantly, it's going to lead to personal growth because you are going to increase your intelligence personally. And it's going to improve the environments of your organization. It's going to improve the environments of your home. It's going to improve the environments within your community. So it is a trickle down effect, if you will, where if you practice these shared leadership approaches, these shared leadership competencies, it has a positive impact on the organization, on your community, on your workforce, and on the world. Thank you.